What's up, NBA fan? What's up, all sports fan? It's your boy JB, host of the Behind the Bench podcast networking channel. Giving a shout out to the rest of the crew: Shad, Kelvin, Jermaine, KB Film Room, Big Dog Talk Sports. That's right, that's right. For everyone who's tuning in, we thank you for supporting Behind the Bench and subscribing to the channel and helping making the show the best that it can be. And the crew has been providing great content, great take, great commentary, and just an awesome insight into sports, and particularly basketball and the NBA. And it's very opposite what we've been seeing on a lot of these major sports debate shows, or whatever they want to call it these days. The guy right here in this picture, man, I'm just going to get right to it. He's awful, man. He's awful. Look, this is 2024. For the life of me, I cannot understand why they are so focused and driven to critique what is already taking place, etched in stone, signed and sealed. It is history. But they want to sit there and chop it down bit by bit. Now they say this is the cancel culture, whatever that means. Well, I tell you what, when it comes to the NBA, because we don't see the type of nefarious commentary and irresponsible journalistic takes that we see in the NBA. We don't see it in football, NFL. We don't see it in baseball, MLB. We don't see it in hockey, NHL. We don't see it in individual sports, tennis, boxing. It's only the NBA. And it's insanity, man. And this stuff needs to be called out. They need to be called out, man, because it's like this, man. Look. Like I said, I don't compare eras, man. Now, it's a difference between saying who you believe is the better player, but it's not based on you trying to convey the notion that previous eras were insignificant, or that this guy didn't face nobody, or that guy didn't face nobody. But do you notice whenever you start watching basketball, I'm talking about when you started watching it for yourself, in the heat of the moment, when you're watching the finals, like when I watched the finals this year between the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics, right? I wasn't sitting there thinking about, man, which era is better, or his 3-point shot a little better than so-and-so's 3-point shot 15, 20 years ago. You're taking the joy out the experience when you do that. And to me, this guy here and all these other talking heads, man, that are taking over, to me, and polluted the airwaves, they don't seem to enjoy it. They always have to base their critique on, it's not even historical precedents. It's based on, it's narrative driven. It's narrative driven. So now his new focus is, trashing the original Dream Team of 1992 that won gold medal in Barcelona, Spain. Wow. Is that where we're going? It's one thing to say, okay, like, Dream Team competed in 1992. Then you had Dream Team 2 that competed in the World Championships in 1994. Then you had Dream Team 3 that competed in the Olympics in 1996 in Atlanta. Then you had the next Dream Team in 2000, right? It's one thing to say, you know how you have fun debate and say, oh man, Who will win between this dream team and that dream team? And it's not, you're not doing it based on you trying to say an era is better, but who do you think would win? You know what I'm saying? That's all good, man. That's part of sports. It's fun. It's fun. But the thing about it, man, for him to sit there, he's not even focused on rooting for the current representatives of Team USA. He's trying to use them to make a point that the original dream team is essentially saying it was trash. That's crazy. That's insane. But when he won't tell his listeners or his viewers, well, the original dream team in 1992, that was a byproduct of USA basketball pushing for NBA players to compete in Olympic competition because other countries around the world, particularly international countries, European countries, they featured their best players, right? Now, the last team, what he won't mention also is, matter of fact, Jerry Colangelo, who was once the, I think, president of basketball operations for the Phoenix Suns during the early 90s, particularly when Charles Barkley was traded to the Phoenix Suns. They went to the finals in 93 versus the Bulls. Well, he the one who spearheaded that movement to lobby for NBA players to participate. He won't mention that because the previous Olympic team in 1988 still featured college players. David Robinson and Danny Manning, right? Well, they lost in the Olympics and finished winning the bronze medal, right? The last U.S. men's Olympic team that was led by college players that won gold medal was in 1984, led by the one and only Michael Jordan. Patrick Ewing was on that team. Chris Muller was on that team. The late women, Tilsley was on that team. Al Roberts was on that team. Steve Off was on that team. Awesome team, man. And they delivered gold. That's when the Olympics were held in Los Angeles in 1984. So in 1992, well, preparing for the 92 games, they called on the NBA players. Because the rationale was, well, countries like at the time, what is now known as Russia, well, for decades, it was that country was known as the Soviet Union, USSR. They featured they were grown men, represent their country when they played in Olympic competition. But when they lost, when Team USA lost in 1988, that's when right after that, then they started calling NBA players to participate, and it was a process that took just to fill that roster. That took like 2 years. That took 2 years. That effort started in 1990. And they featured one college player, Christian Laettner, who was coming off a back-to-back NCAA championship with the Blue Devils. And they dominated. And they have the right, when you look at the roster and break it down, they have the right to be considered the greatest team ever assembled. Now, like I said, I get it, man. When you ask the redeemed team of 2008, you ask them, who do you think will win? Of course, they're supposed to say, okay, I believe we can beat them. A Dream Team 2, like Shaquille O'Neal was on Dream Team 2. That's when Shaq had the lamb chop sideburns. Or I think he called like the Shaka burns. Just peep them out. Pull up footage of that Dream Team 2. And yeah. So you're supposed to believe that in the Dream Team 3, that was led by Akeem Olajuwon, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway, Scottie Pippen. You know what I'm saying? And Dominique Wilkins played on Dream Team 2. Joe Dumars, I believe, played on Dream Team 2. And Kevin Johnson, Mark Price, So they supposed to believe that. That's not the issue. But to sit there and trash the original Dream Team, well, he's not even considering the fact that everybody who played for Team USA and represent the country, they are representing the United States. In regards to basketball, you're supposed to root for them, right? I mean, this is really becoming, it's like a plague, man. It's like a switch flipped in their head where they are determined to trash anything that happened prior to 2010. That's what it appears to me. That's what it appears to me. I rooted for Redeem Team.